Hello and welcome back to CS38 Racing GP25 Career Mode here in Moto3, and we are down at the impressive COTA Circuit of the Americas. It is an interesting round. We do manage to get some good news in this round, and hopefully can make that continue throughout the rest of the season. The battle continued behind us. Let's jump into it. Alright, so we're down here for the episode of Career Mode. We are firstly going to jump down into a race-off mode. So it's the first time we're going to use this race-off mode in Career Mode. So let's see what advantage it has. So it looks like, oh okay, we're racing other MotoGP riders as well as Moto3 riders. That's quite interesting. I thought that might be a little bit different. You know what? I think we're going to pick Chantra. I like the look of, yeah, let's go Chantra. Let's keep it nice and good there. So it's our first flat track race. 3 laps here, starting at the front of the grid. And we're off. Ooh, we're a little bit twisty. Whoa, very twitchy into turn 2. Way big fishtailing there. So it does have quite different dynamics than I suppose you would be used to or fully expecting, as we have a massive wobble there. There is our rival for this race in Chantra, which we are looking to do that. Whoa, getting very wobbly here. We know, as in the previous race-off video, it is possible to crash these bikes. I thought that initially in the review that they weren't actually able to be crashed, but that has completely changed, and they are very, very much able to be crashed if you push them hard enough. So now we've got Keylez, the young rookie talent in Moto3. He is pushing the field here and trying to make a bit of a break. We're 0.4 off him at this stage. Coming into this corner is a little bit of a liberal use of track limits there, which obviously in this race-off mode they do not seem concerned with track limits. So we do have to keep that in mind as the bike is twitching and weaving all over the place, but we've got a good run out of turn 3. We're right on the rear tyre now of Keylez. We're going for an inside move, an inside pass. That is incredible there. A bit of a good old-fashioned bumping bars racing sort of attack move there. Though I am just noticing the rider's wrist angle in the game, and sort of feel like some of that would be an unnatural angle, but fair enough. It's also interesting, I was thinking about this as I'm playing. Whoa, Keylez looks like he could be making a comeback. It was interesting that you can't choose exactly a riding style for the race-off modes. I feel like that would be pretty cool. You know, some riders have a more distinct way of riding on these tracks, and also it's interesting to see if it has actually any real impact on your career mode as well, and what tangible effort that has. But as we come across the line now, 2 out of 3 laps completed, 3 laps. We are on the final lap now. Let's see what we can do. We've got Keylez behind us, Chantra in 3rd, Wader in 4th, Garcia in 5th, Alonso in 6th, Martin in 7th. So it's a lot of the actual riders from Moto3 and Moto2 in this case. Oh no, it's mainly the Moto3 riders that are winning against the GP riders here. So that is a good job for the younger talent in the beginner class, if you want to call it that. Whoa, sliding the rear into turn 11. Massive kick out there. We're trying to get on the power as best we can. That was close, but we managed to win. First there for us, Keylez in 2nd and Chantra in 3rd. All right, let's jump down to COTA. This is qualifying 1, run 1. And we managed to cross the line and do a 2:16.37 on our first flying lap. But let's have another look at here. We've got Nicolo Carraro, our teammate behind us there. So let's jump down. I'm changing the way that we run these qualifying sessions. So I'm only going to put in the fastest lap that happened in that session. As a bit of a way to save some time and put more emphasis on the race, which I think a lot more of my loyal CS38 pit crew are enjoying so far. So I think we'll keep that in place. Let me know in the comments if you guys actually prefer to have the unedited versions of these, or would you prefer me to only cut down to moments of action in the race. Let me know what your preference is, because I'm kind of aware that there will be viewers that like the uncut content and like it to just be how it is. And then there are probably some other viewers that may like it to just be cut to the action, cut to the good stuff, maybe put in 2 races an episode, and just sort of go from there. At this stage, I'm kind of liking the 1 race, 1 episode. Very easy to follow, very easy to engage with. But hey, let us know in the comments what you like here at CS38 Racing, and we can certainly look at shifting and adjusting those things as we go through the season. We run a little bit deep there, so as we go into COTA, it's a bit of a tricky track. I've never fully taken to it, but the results seem to be good here since probably the last game. Yep, GP24, I was pretty strong at COTA. I don't really like the circuit. I'm not that much of a fan, but we have been quite competitive here. With that being said, we're coming across in our fastest lap in the qualifying 1 session, which put us into that session with a 2:14.352. That was enough to put us directly into qualifying 2. This is our second run in qualifying, and we had previously done quite a good lap time of a 2:16.352. But if you remember, we just did a 2:14, so we know that we've got the pace to break into the faster times here. So we do have a little bit of a reference ahead of us here in the form of, it's Quiles, the rider that we were having a good battle with off in the race-off mode at flat track. But we do have phenomenal mid-corner speed here over Quiles. We just go straight around the outside of him there. It was pretty much like a sitting duck, and we were just flying past him like a bloody jet ski. Not that I'm sure ducks and jet skis necessarily get entangled too much, but either way, the analogy still stands. Whoop, we're running a little bit deep there. So now we're trying to get as much power out of this little Moto3 engine as we can down the back straight. Coming down into this tricky tight corner of turn 12. You're just sort of trying to find the edge of the grip there, which at this stage of recording, the game was not updated, so we do not have that vibration feeling that they say is coming in later updates. Easing our way through this sector, we can see that we're up on the time, which currently stands from Richie Moodley, incredibly, the South African rider, with a 2:14.392. And we've timed this one to perfection. We're on the last actual lap of timing. The clock has hit 0. We're coming up on Matteo Batelli here, who's currently sitting in 8th, so not a bad job there. Let's get a little bit of slipstream behind him to the line, and we did manage to get pole. So we're off at the races now, riding straight uphill into turn 1. Very tricky. I'm very cautious of the AI being very dive bombing into the corner. We had to sit up there as Cormac Buchanan was actually blocking our path there. So good job from the Kiwi. Go around the outside of the Kiwi, in the inside there, and Richie Mooley, I believe must be his teammate, sits there. Oh, we had to sit up because we were going to try and go for a little bit of a inside move. Mooley's wide, so we've gone to the outside. We've got that sweeping pace as we saw that we had on Keyless in the qualifying session. So this was not what I was expecting here at COTA. We're already almost a second up on the rest of the field, coming to the end of the second. It'll be the second sector. I believe it's the second sector. Figure that out. And now we're just going to power down this straight. We've got a second in hand. Power mode 3, engine brake on 4, traction control on 2. Probably doesn't need to be those, but that's just the settings that we're running. Okay, so this is a pretty strong first lap here. We're not doing too badly. 1.4, although I am concerned that the AI will come back towards the end of the race, so we do also have to manage our tyres, which we're running soft front and soft rear. We don't want those to lose any grip for us. We want to make sure that they last the full length of the race. So we need to conserve them, just make sure that we can keep them in good enough spot that we're getting good enough lap times, but not so much that we're losing. I'm sorry if my voice does sound a little bit different or a little bit more croaky in this episode, as I have come off the back of having a little bit of a weird sort of 24-hour cold. So if my voice sounds a bit different and it annoys you, I do apologise. Hopefully the next recording won't be that way. Okay, we're down in to turn 1. Running now down into turn 2, where Pecco had his crash. Actually, no, not Pecco. Pecco had the crash the year before. Marquez had the crash this year. I believe my memory is fading quite fast. Let's jump on to, even though these Moto3 bikes do not have a rear camera view, let's jump into a rear camera view just to have a bit of a different perspective, seeing that we are quite far ahead. So let us know in the comments if you do like us switching up these camera angles a little bit and putting in a little bit of effort to put the graphics there as well, just for something a bit different, because obviously we are quite a distance ahead of the rest of the field at this stage, 4 seconds ahead of the field, and it could be a little bit boring, so we're going to switch the camera angle up a little bit here just to give you a little bit more engagement. There's definitely a battle raging behind us between Richie Mooley and Buchanan, as well as Keras, so that is quite interesting to see that engagement as well. We now head into the closing 3rd sector and into the 4th sector now. We're seeming to do pretty well coming into turn 16 and turn 17. Just keeping everything nice and smooth. Now as it's coming towards the half race distance here, let's switch back into normal view as we come across the line, finishing the lap 4.6 ahead at a 2:13.6, so faster than our qualifying lap. Seeing we're still quite far ahead, let's jump back into shoulder cam for this lap for a little bit more engagement here. Again, coming through this beautiful part of the track. It's a very fun track, and when you do sort of get the hang of it, it is very fun to ride. In saying that, keep your eyes peeled for the track guides that we're going to do through the MotoGP Academy mode. Hopefully those will be short little videos Again, I'm not going to go into setups. I don't really deal with setups that much myself. But we're just going to go with what can you do with the base of the game, how can you make yourself improve, and giving a little bit of a track guide there. Maybe some little tidbits on MotoGP history as well. If you're interested in that, again, get down in the comments, interact with me, let me know what you want to see. Let's see what I can come up here on the channel with. So as a small YouTuber, it does take a little bit of time, but I'm happy to put in the effort to get content that you guys are really enjoying. We're just recently over 300 subscribers, sitting on about 315, so I appreciate every single subscriber and view. So deeply, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for watching the content. As we continue, there's been a crash between Bukeras and Detweiler, so that puts a few points in our championship caps, as we're still on the fastest lap now, 5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. So there has been some excitement further back as well. Let's switch back into the normal view now, just to get a bit of an understanding of what's going on in the broader context. So there's warnings for Almanza and Eddie O'Shea. So we come into the final corner now, coming over the line for finishing half race distance. And we've got a really good, healthy lead here. We have dropped back down to 4.8 seconds. So maybe there is a bit of life in the field behind us, as we're still managing to keep our softs quite well. So hopefully they are... Oh, there's been another crash. Oh, Munoz was down at turn 1. So that is giving us some more points to get in this championship, to give us a little bit of a boost. Moodley and Buchanan, Richard Moodley and Cormac Buchanan are still there on the podium. So this is very positive stuff for them in their season. Come down that beautiful shot that we had of Valentino Rossi there, testing in, I think it was 2017 or 2015, that sort of period. Beautiful shot, really showed the elevation of the track. As we come down this back straight now, very long straight for these little Moto3 engines. They just sort of huff and puff, I think I can, down this back straight. I'm saying that they're not slouches, they are doing just shy of 250k an hour, so they're no slow poke in any means, but compared to the Moto2s and the GP, it is a long old straight. And considering we have got ahead of the field, a little bit of a track limits warning there, considering we have got ourselves ahead of the field, we've been able to break that possibility of them getting a slipstream, which is good because it allows us to just keep in our rhythm. As you can see, we've done a 2:14.5, a 2:13.6, a 2:14.6. So a bit of variation in the time, but enough that we can keep a solid gap to the riders behind us. Cross the line there with a 2:14.09. So we're hovering at the mid to high 2:13s and mid to low. It's a bit of variation. I'd like to be a little bit more consistent there, but we're still hovering at around 4.5 seconds ahead of them. Oh, we run a little bit wide. We've got to be careful. We do not want to get a long lap penalty, because that can put us straight back into jeopardy of this lead. As we're coming around now, we just need to have a really good clean lap, get that space back out at the front, but I do think it is a little bit of a hard gap for the other riders to close in on. Braking now down into turn 11, very tight hairpin there. Still, that gap is coming down though. That is a considerable chunk of time, close to just 4 seconds now instead of close to 5. So they're gaining. We've got to be careful here. We are losing in grip on our tyres, but I do think we have enough to manage, because we are running a bit wide there. We're making some crucial mistakes and unforced errors that are going to cause track limit warning to Buchanan. Are going to cause these guys to come straight back. Oh, there's been a crash in Sector 3. I can't tell who has gone down. It's none of the top 10 here. Green flag, everything's good to go again. Bit of a twitch on the rear. Just going to try and keep everything nice and settled. I've lost a second. This lap time is not looking great. But if you're liking this video, do like, subscribe, and share. Okay. 3.2 seconds. That was a bad lap. That was a 2:14.9. That's the worst lap of the race. And Almanza has taken our crown with a 2:12.188. So Almanza is flying here, and he's in the top 10. Just behind Luca Lanetta. And this gap is coming down big time, so maybe the AI has been tire managing and now they're just absolutely gunning it on the last lap. If that is the case, I'm going to be very disappointed and very sad, because this could be our first win in the Moto3 category and catapult our chances of fighting for the championship. Down into turn 11, that gap is still coming down, and I've outbraked myself. This is crucially the wrong time to be outbraking myself on the last lap. Oh, Yamanaka's down. Oh, red flag. Yamanaka's crash has caused a bigger upset. Okay, so we were saved by that red flag. I do think we were going to make it. It was going to be tight though. We do finish in first place from Cormac Buchanan, Rueda, Ogden, and Yamanaka. So that was quite good, although we did lose the fastest lap to Almanza. That catapults us up into third in the championship, so that is a bloody good result. And our first win, so hooray for our first win in Moto3. Okay,
we're heading to the Parc Fermé with the live coverage where the
that's good. We get to celebrate. That is really good that we get to celebrate that one. I was getting quite nervous there, as you can see it unsettled, and I just lost my braking marker and just catapulted wide into that turn there before the red flag. But we've done it. We've managed to secure a win. We are officially a world champion, world championship level race winner in Moto3. Okay, so the rewards come in. I think we've got a pretty good round. A perfect weekend, GP victory, pole position. We finished at least 15th in the race. This is good. Oh, a new section here. It looks a bit like a debriefing, so we've got to keep that in mind, as this is a new aspect of the game. So the track engineer. Last time we met, we focused on analysing engine. What would you like to discuss today? I'd prefer to improve the frame for now, or should we develop the engine? I think the frame. The engine's looking okay. We just need that sort of maneuverability. They're going to look over it. Excellent. End of debrief. Nice to see a little bit of a different look here. Let's see how much it impacts the gameplay. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. This is going to round out the third episode of Moto3 Career Mode. I really thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, engage, all of that lovely stuff. And I couldn't do it without you guys, so thank you so much. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.